not saying it like that, but one of my favorite uncles ended up passing.
Mm.
I rushed over to his house, and when I got there, he was still there. We was waiting on the corner to come and get him.
Mm.
It's late, so I don't know, but late night, this funeral home so happened to have the weakest guys working that night, so they couldn't get him. He wasn't a big guy, but they couldn't get him down the flight of stairs, and I literally had to carry him out on the gurney to put him in the hearse. And going from that to shooting again Monday, and then knowing that Thursday I had to start the affair, that's where all that emotion, so
Wow.
most of that emotion and that drive came from that. So I try to take life experiences and put that into my acting and stuff like that. But
Doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L Podcast.
This time.
And then
We're
when I
rolling
won
right
the
now
award-
too, man. Jevon Long is in the building. How you doing today, man?
what's up, man?
We're talking about the Tubi film scene right now.
Yes.
Going crazy.
Bananas.
It's actually kind of insane because of the fact that independent micro budget TV shows and movies are getting a platform to get great exposure. You're a part of that.
Yes.
And Detroit is a scene that is heavily
I hate to say it, but Detroit pretty much on Tubi. Like, everybody's winning.
pretty much everybody watches Tubi in Detroit, and everybody that's making the movies from Tubi are from Detroit. Most of them.
Yeah.
You're a part of that, man. Let's talk about Tubi. Let's talk about your start in Tubi.
Okay. Well, actually, being honest, I started off as an extra in the Flannery Brothers, BMF. So I was an extra in BMF, and I called the casting director down in Atlanta, and he like, where you at? You in Detroit? Send me a reel. So at that time, a reel is basically your resume, but a movie resume.
The
So I'm like,
compilation of all the films you've been
I'm like,
in.
I ain't been in nothing. So he like, you up there in Detroit getting some Tubi stuff. So I had did a play with Thomas Harris, which is over there at Moolah. And I called him like, bro, what's going on? You got anything that I can get in? He was like, yeah, man, come audition. We actually about to do McGraw spinoff, H Block, and you can play one of the guys. So Moolah kind of take their time with releasing stuff, but H Block was the first thing that I got to be a part of. So
Wasn't that Sino's spinoff show?
yes,
Yeah,
Luger. Yep.
Yep. They
And
made
it's
a
out
whole
now.
show.
It's going crazy.
Yeah. That's how crazy a show is that they're able to make a spinoff
Yes.
within not that many seasons are even released. Like you figured
Yes.
they need 10 seasons before it's a spinoff. But it's,
Yeah, they had just finished up. They just finished up season 3
wow, man.
of McGraw. So
Incredible.
H Block is like the prequel, so it gives Luger's story, Sino's story.
Incredible. So basically you're auditioning for a BMF. They're telling you to send a reel and you don't have a reel. So they tell you to go start making Tubi movies and build a reel, right?
Yep. And then after that, it just took off.
Did you end up to get to work with BMF?
Not necessarily, no, but I did go to the premiere. I did get to meet T and Lil Meech and a couple people, but not really. So
But it still motivated you to get the ball rolling, right?
yeah.
So what's your first role after H Block?
So after H Block, I end up doing a little extra role. Well, actually, no. After H Block, I called Mark Hunter, which he had his movie Third Degree going on. So he ended up, man, you called at the right time. The person that I needed to play the father, he dipped out on me. Can you do it in 2 days? I'm like, yeah, sure. Because I actually started off in the actual theater area, so we're doing theater here before COVID. Theater was real big in Detroit. You had Angela Brown Dunlap, you had Melissa Talbert, you had Mark Hunter, you had Mike Matthews. So theater was real big back when I started. I'm kind of old, but I dyed my hair so I look young.
How long were you doing theater for?
About 10 years.
Damn.
But now it's like 20 now. I got like 20 years under my belt.
Well, all the greatest actors of all time, from Al Pacino to De Niro, all did stage at work,
Yes.
right?
So the good thing about that, though, starting off in theater, everybody now after COVID is doing movies. So even though I'm new to the movie scene, I'm going out and I'm an extra in one of Dennis Reed movies. And I get a one-liner in Predators. I'm like, freeze police, that's it. But when I come on the scene, Lee Master Spratling is there, Jazar Richards is there, and they're like, Dennis, like he a heavy hitter. So I'm like, no, just come down, let him see, because I don't want nobody feeling like, they kind of put a word out for me or kind of help me out. So I'm the type of person that let my work speak for itself.
Well, that shows you have the chops, right? That little moment that you have, and it's because of all the preparation from doing stage plays and stage acts that you're ready for that moment, right?
Yeah.
Which you could say it's more pressure to work on stage than it is in front of a camera to some degree.
Oh, yeah. Ain't no, like with movies, they can cut, go back. Oh, let's go back. But with theater, you right there, and people boo you off the stage. Like, I done heard stories of big time people getting on stage and getting booed, especially in Detroit. Detroit don't play.
So stage plays in Detroit, people were getting booed off stage?
Yeah.
Like, you're doing a scene, you just do it terribly, and they're like, get the hell off the stage, basically?
Oh, no, Detroit don't play. Like, I done been in concerts, and people be like, y'all want to hear me? And they be like, no, get your off the stage. Which I'm pretty sure you done seen it there. Detroit don't play.
I see in Detroit, people just stay silent. I've never seen booing yet, but I've seen people just stare like, all right, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Walk off. So talk about progressing your career from that point, though. When you get this acting role where you have a one-liner and it moves from there.
The good thing about it, Dennis Reed is a great guy. He's been a great guy for me. I know a lot of people, they talk about him and talk about his ethics, but all I can do is go off my experience. Dennis Reed has opened up a huge door for me, especially when it comes to the Tubi/independent film. And he seen that I had talent with Freeze Police, and it went from that to actually having a scene in On the Run with A-Red and Lee Master, and also Benzino starred in that, and Hydro.
Incredible.
So it went from there to, he was like, hey, you're doing good. I got this series coming up, Street Legal. I want you to play Justin, the lead. So I'm like, oh, heck yeah, cool. I get to play the lead. I went to 2 rehearsals. After 2 rehearsals, he fired me.
Damn.
So I got fired. So me being the person that I am, I'm like, thank you for the opportunity. It just wasn't a fit playing Justin. So all the people was younger. They wanted some light-skinned people. So that's how A-Red and DeJuan Ford ended up getting it. But he was like, I think you could play Marcel. So it went from there to being Marcel. I played Marcel in Street Legal. Season 1 and Season 2 just dropped. Go watch that.
Sure.
And it went from there to me being a church guy. I'm on set. We talking about church. That's the reason for the suit. I'm actually the first person on the couch in a suit. Let's get that up.
That's right.
Let's get that up, baby. I made history today. On a historical show, I'm on the couch, y'all. I can't believe this. So,
no, man, it's awesome to hear that. You know, it all started with you having to create a reel, and then it all snowballed into you getting series and being in movies like The Affair, right? Yeah. And now it's like you're well known in the Tubi community, and as well as the community of directors and productionists around here, right?
True.
Talk about how it moved on with Dennis, because you get fired, but then all of a sudden you get another role. A lot of people would be demotivated after that.
I got fired and a young lady got fired. I end up taking the humble road and like, okay, cool, if you need me for something else, I appreciate it. Let me take the glasses off. I said, I appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity. You need anything else? He called me a couple days later, like, I actually want you to be Marcel. Marcel was a better fit for me, and I became that character. And even nowadays, people see me on the street like, hey, Marcel. And it's crazy how Detroit people actually call you by your actual character name. So I'm going somewhere, hey, Walt, hey, Marcel, Pastor Douglas. So I really appreciate it. Like, being from 48205 to East Side, Red Zone, Dead Zone, man, and just being out and seeing people and the love that people have and being a part of that culture, and being a part of that scene is amazing.
When you were growing up in Detroit, you said Red Zone, right? So
yeah, 48205.
What was like your walk along through life when you were growing up?
So, I grew up by the Denby area on 6 Mile, Seymour, between Brock and Kelly. So I was right around the corner from Denby High School. I would go to Denby High School. I didn't go to Denby High School to go to school, but I would go there after school to like play basketball in the back of the school. And Tone was growing up in my neighborhood. He was around there, and just friends around there playing for the Giants and going to PAL League games. And it just was a great place to live. And at that time, I had some stuff that I seen that I shouldn't have seen and stuff end up happening in 48205, but it bred me into the person that I am.
That's amazing, man. You get into stage plays and acting. How does that come along?
I actually grew up in the church. My mother and father are pastors at Second Sweet Home Missionary Baptist Church right there on Ross and Beaconsfield, 48224, right around the corner from 48205.
Still open to this day?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. And I'm actually the youth pastor there now. So,
cool.
Yeah. So it went from being in church plays to this is something that I want to do, watching Westerns and watching movies with my dad, reciting little scenes, and they're like, okay, you got talent. And everybody, you the pastor, son, they gonna let you be in the play. Like, go ahead. But then they seen that I was talented. I'm like, oh, cool, I can do this.
Yes.
So it went from there to I could sing a little bit. So I took my singing to go to Detroit High School for Fine and Performing Arts. At that time, Aaliyah was popping. So I'm like, cool, if Aaliyah popping, the school is popping, I want to go there. All the celebrities was going there. R. Kelly was showing up there. No, sorry. I don't want to say R. Kelly, but R. Kelly was there with Aaliyah because she was signed to his label. So, and then just seeing people and different artists come there, I'm like, this is something I want to do. So I took up singing to get in because I knew that could get me in. I can sing, I can't sing. There's a difference. So I knew that could get me in, and then I went from there to acting my 12th grade year.
Incredible. You're talking about stage plays in Detroit, right? What was the biggest show you performed at?
So Angela Barr Dunlap started me off as a extra, and that was a big platform in music hall. My brother Marvin, Sweet Potato Pie, and things of those nature. But my actual first lead role came from Jazar Rich's mother, rest her soul, Anita Calloway. She gave me a lead, and I wish I had been ready. It was a story about a guy who was in the streets who got saved, but he really didn't get saved in enough time, and the rapture came back, and he got left behind.
Wow.
So it was really good play, and then it went from there to Keith Jackson, from Deep Drama Design, which he makes all the sets and he does all the white parties, the black parties. He ended up casting me as a stripper in a play. It was three of us guys playing strippers, and it was called What Mama Don't Know, with Tony Grant, which is he's an I think he's the lead singer of the New Temptations now.
Oh, crazy.
If I'm not mistaken. So I was able to meet Clifton Powell through Angela Dunlap.
That's
I was
Pinky
able, yes, Pinky.
From Next Friday.
Pinky. So I've done commercials as well. Before COVID, I had 12 commercials going on. Right now, I have commercials going on for Gardner White. I had Motor City going on. Sam Bernstein that's playing now. So I kind of left theater and went to commercial side, and commercial side was crazy. Like I had residual commercials, so I had commercials where I was making some decent.
What does residual commercials mean?
Basically, it means that however many times it plays, that's how many times you get paid.
Wow.
And I mean to the fact of you might get a check for cable, you might get a check for regular TV. Then if it's playing, like, say for instance, I don't know if you know, like you'll see Firekeeper Casino played in Michigan, even though it's in Ohio. So we might be playing Pure Michigan in Ohio, Wisconsin, so it's a check for each one.
Wow.
So yeah.
Can you just tell us the numbers, man? Like it's just a Sam Bernstein's
So
check?
just put it this way. I did a Jeep Cherokee commercial that I've never seen on TV, and I made like $10,000 from it.
What?
Yep. And it took 2 days to do it. And actually, I got to work with LeVar Burton.
Who's
Reading Rainbow, the guy from Star Trek.
Oh, no way.
Yes. So I'm like, hold on. Reading Rainbow? Star Trek? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm so sorry, sir. I did not know who you were. He directed it.
How did you get into commercial work?
It went from modeling. Then modeling, I wasn't really making no money, but the women was going crazy about me. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Shoot, I get to be the man, be up here modeling, women going crazy. Then somebody was like, man, you can make some money. Like, you need to get with an agent. So back in the day, they used to have the actual cattle calls where they have come down to Kobo and you can get discovered by Disney and Nickelodeon. So I paid all that money, went down, went from Kobo to like come to Chicago.
Yeah.
When I came to Chicago, they're like, okay, it's like $4,000. I paid $4,000 to come to Chicago. And the agent that picked me up was right on 9 Mile and Woodward. It was called Track at the time.
Wow.
And I paid all that money, and I could have just
walked
Googled.
down, yeah,
I
walked
could have
down.
just Googled and went there and went to an open casting.
But it was worth it though, right? Because you obviously
Yeah,
found
the
your
experience. I got to meet, I think I walked across the street to the Swiss Hotel, and R. Kelly was at the Swiss Hotel. Got to meet him.
Wow.
And yeah.
So for people learning like to get into acting and to get into production itself, commercials is a good entry point.
Oh, yeah, commercials is great. Like, the money with commercials, like, it's crazy.
Gardner White too, like they were paying good.
Okay, so just put it this way. When I started with Art Van at the time, I was in Art Van for 13 years. I was mad when they closed that because I knew Art Van was coming every year. So Art Van started off, when they first started, they was paying like $200 a commercial.
Okay.
When Art Van was at the end, it was like $2,000 per commercial.
God damn. So what'd you have to do in the commercial? Just talk?
Just like I'm doing on the commercial that's playing now. Sit on the bed, look at a couch, do something like this.
So you never spoken in any of your commercials?
No, never.
Oh, I thought you were like the Art Van guy.
No,
voice.
I wasn't an Art Van guy. I'm just sitting in the background like this couch. I'm doing some stuff like this, looking at the couch.
2 racks to sit on the couch.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Hopefully I can get 2 racks from this, maybe some more.
It happens, man. People call me every single time after they do these podcasts.
No,
go,
like I
"What
told
in
you,
the
you
hell?"
like the male white version of Oprah.
That's
like
crazy.
once I come on here, it's like it's golden, baby. I'm up. Everything up from here. I appreciate it.
Now the Tubi scene is seeing a lot of controversy, but it's also seeing a lot of attention, right?
Yes.
The controversial aspect of it is it considered a real movie? Is it considered real acting? And then also the other part of it is that some people don't give a damn because the stories are so damn good, or they fall in love with the character. Or they love the fact that it's free. Like all these things come together. So, what's your standpoint on people having a bad perception on Tubi films right now?
So for me, I look at the demographics, and I look at it like it's an opportunity to show your talent. For one, independent film is booming right now. Detroit is booming on Tubi. But my thing is, as a actor, it's a way for me to get my talent and to perfect my talent and make it better, as well as with the city. And say, for instance, you got Plush Production, Lisa B, you got so many people coming up with so many good stories. It's better for the whole city. Like, you got teams of people that's going crazy right now. You got Scripps that's going crazy. Beezy got Scripps that's going crazy. H Block's going crazy. H Block is Moolah. You got Street Legal going crazy, which is Dennis Reed. You got the Dirty D, the Dirty A, Plus Production, Lisa B going
those
crazy.
Guys are all legit. That's like the legit side of Tubi, where it's like these guys are putting down real productions and taking their time with it. But then there's the other side where it's what the hell is happening right now?
So for me, I'm very selective with the people that I work with. And then you get the people that's like, I just want to be in a Tubi movie. When you look at it like being a real actor, like you doing this, you for real with this. And this is your heart, this is your passion, this is your baby. And then you got people like, I just want to start a podcast. Like, you're not going to go nowhere. Like they say, whatever you do and you do it wholeheartedly, if you do it 110%, it's going to come into fruition. Yeah. It's going to flourish. That's just like the drug dealer that's on the street the most. He's going to make the most money. Same thing with that. Is the same concept with the actor. If you got an actor that's perfecting his acting and not just jumping into every single movie, like you're not going to see me in 30,000 movies.
Right.
I don't care about being in 50 Tubi movies or 50 movies. Like, I'm in 50 movies now. No. But the movies that you see me in, if it's 5, those are going to be 5 fire movies for the year.
Yes. So when people are watching the movies that are micro budget, that have no heart or soul to them, that's where Tubi gets its kind of negative inclination of people going like Tubi movies are trash.
I could honestly say if you got the concept with movies, if you got a great storyline, great actors, and a great cameraman, you don't have to have $100,000 budget, and you can have a great movie. Like DeWine, I don't know how much he spent on Descent. Descent was a great movie. and it did numbers. It went bananas, and I was glad he called me to play the cousin pastor.
Yeah. Well, I think the guy who made Paranormal Activity, Blumhouse,
Yeah, he
Blumhouse
did it.
production.
Yeah, he did it with a cell phone, I think.
I don't think it was a cell phone. I think they shot it with a really low budget camera. But then I
Yeah.
think Steven Spielberg did the ending for them. Like he's seen the movie,
Yeah.
and then he was like, "Yo, let me take that and do the ending for you guys, so we can make this thing a masterpiece." And then Blumhouse after that, or his name's Blum.
Yeah.
After that,
I
he
know
was
you're
like,
talking about the
"I'm
horror
going to
film.
make." His whole mission statement was, "I'm going to make low budget horror movies." He's like, "I'm never gonna make a high budget horror movie ever.
Again,
I'm always
yeah.
gonna stay low
Because of
budget."
profit margin.
Yeah, and plus it's just like kind of more fun, right? Like, if when you have less money to play with, it can be more fun. Like, oh,
Yeah.
we're limited in what we can do here, but we got to make it the best regardless, right?
True.
And they're the fucking biggest horror company ever right now for movies. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So that's the same thing with Tubi, right? It's fun because you only have $100,000 to make this movie. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but a lot of people ain't got that budget. So
yeah. What's the lowest budget you've ever seen for a successful Tubi movie?
I don't know because I'm not on that end. I just act. But I've heard of people spending 30, 40,000 and the movie actually making some money.
Like real money?
Yeah. So it all depends on what you think is real money. You know,
Like, let's just say
if you spend 30,000 and you done made 100,000, you up 70. So I look like that's good money.
Yeah, that's true.
But then you got some people that spend 50,000 and the movie do 250. So for me, if I do a movie and I'm able to get money back and a nice little amount, $50,000, $60,000 profit, I'm up.
That's true.
Because then now I can do another movie. But yeah, during COVID, it was going bananas. But now I'm hearing the stories from different directors like it ain't hitting like it used to. But back in COVID days, you had people becoming millionaires off of stuff that was going bananas.
Have you been auditioning for Hollywood roles or roles outside of Tubi?
Yes, I wasn't going to say, but yes.
Okay.
I've auditioned George Middlebrook. My buddy is on Beauty in Black right now.
Oh, cool.
He had Raven Drummond, which is Tyler Perry casting director, come up to Detroit. He had an actors workshop, which the next one everybody that wants to be an actor need to go to and pay for. And I was able to audition for her and get her contact. And when she went back down to Atlanta, I hit her up. Me being the person I am, I'm going to nag the hell out of you. So I'm sending her emails every day. Hey, you remember me? You met me here. And eventually, and then plus people say I kind of favor Tyler Perry. So I'm like, shoot, I can do his autobiography.
I feel it.
Let's get it. So she sent me some stuff. I started going on Actors Access, which is a good website to go to audition for stuff outside of Detroit as well as outside of Tubi. And I got a couple auditions, so
Incredible, man.
we
Good
shall
luck.
see.
Yeah, man.
And then I'm in a gym now because Tyler Perry people, you got to be able to take your shirt off, and the women go crazy
Yeah.
with Tyler Perry. So
How was it looking like under there? You stay fit?
I'm in the gym now, working
Okay.
out with my trainer. So
Yeah.
I'm getting it.
You are around the entire community of directors and actors and productionists. Talk about the do's and don'ts of getting into the Tubi field and what's going to make you last and what's going to make you fall off as far as becoming a Tubi actor.
So number one thing you need to do is be coachable. Nobody knows everything. Even with me feeling like I'm a great actor, there's never a point where Dennis might say something or DeJuan might say, hey, can you do it this way? Or Thomas Harris might say, can you do that? Or being on set and King Wesley tell me something, or Kamal Smith tell me something, or they're like, hey, can you do this? Or Joe Smith might say, do this or do that. I've always taken what they said and I'd be like, oh, I know what I'm doing. How you gonna tell me? But being able to actually take it and perfect it and do it and not put my feelings on my shoulder, be like, who you talking to? Like, I'm a man just like you, or how you gonna tell me how to do this? You just directed. Let me do my thing. I'm not like that. And you get a lot of people that get into the scene and they do that and it's like, all right, they won't be back. Or they get into doing extra stuff like, oh, I'm going to use this as a time to flirt, or I'm going to use this as a time to look at somebody that's half naked, or I'm going to use this as a time to go out and get high and get some friends. And a lot of people do Tubi to be, or do acting to be on Tubi. Like, no, this is what I want to do. Whether it's Tubi, Paramount, Disney, Nickelodeon, I want to act.
Yeah.
So it's just Tubi is tangible and it's in reach here. That's what I'm doing.
So you see actual like diva behavior on Tubi sets.
Oh yeah, for sure.
How do the directors handle it?
They really don't like it. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
And you don't see those people again.
Oh no, they get some. I done seen people get cut. I done seen people get kicked out. Like,
You seen people get kicked out of acting roles?
yeah.
Like in front of your face?
Yeah, Dennis don't play about certain things, and if the thing that I like about Dennis sets is if it's anything where it's hurting the set or hurting the scene or making it a hostile work environment or uncomfortable work environment, you gotta go.
Really?
Yeah.
Without saying any names, can you like tell us of an instance? Without saying any names.
Yeah, so we had an issue where somebody was kind of being a little flirtatious and made a female feel uncomfortable. So he like, hey, no, I'm just being friendly, man, saying how beautiful she is. And he like, well, she not feeling comfortable. And then, with certain females, especially with the Me Too Act, like, I don't want to be a part of that. Yo, you got to go.
Yeah.
You got to get up out of here. So he got him up out of there.
As far as preparing for your roles, like in The Affair and Street Legal, how long does it take you to craft your character, your persona, and to really develop yourself as a whole?
So with The Affair, it was, so this is what happened. I was shooting H Block on Friday. That next Thursday, I was starting The Affair. I had to shoot H Block Friday and Monday. That Sunday night, not saying it like that, but one of my favorite uncles ended up passing. I rushed over to his house, and when I got there, he was still there. We was waiting on the corner to come and get him. It's late, so I don't know, but late night, this funeral home so happened to have the weakest guys working that night, so they couldn't get him. He wasn't a big guy, but they couldn't get him down the flight of stairs, and I literally had to carry him out on the gurney to put him in the hearse. And going from that to shooting again Monday, and then knowing that Thursday I had to start The Affair, that's where all that emotion, so most of that emotion and that drive came from that. So I try to take life experiences and put that into my acting and stuff like that, but it was hard.
That's one of the toughest stories I've ever heard on this podcast, man.
Yeah, no, it was
insane.
So when I got done with that, man, I really had to take like a week or two to process, because during that time, it ain't like I can grieve. I had to work. And this is what so I beat myself up. I'm like, if this is what you want to do, if anything happened, you got to keep going. And I'm the type of person, I'm loyal to people that's loyal to me.
Yeah.
That's just the Detroit in me. And also, if I sign up for something, you will never see me sign up for a job no matter what. And if I don't get a replacement that's just as good as me, I'll never leave nobody hanging.
Yeah.
So if I sign up for a job, I don't care what's going on. Okay, I need from Thursday to Thursday to shoot this movie. After Thursday, I can cry, do what I need to do, go on a vacation, get out of here. But from Thursday to Thursday, I'm Pastor Douglas.
Yes. And that's I know.
Rest in peace, Uncle.
Oh yeah,
Ezra.
no, that was a tough story to
Uncle Ed,
envision, like
Yeah.
just to think about that. And
But it was an honor to me because, when you got a person that's actual influence to you, that's a hero to you, and it's like my last thing I got to do for him is carry him out. It was an honor. But in the same token, I'm tears rolling down my face like, Unc, I got you.
Yeah. Kind of makes you think of like the older days where like that was more like of a thing, like because if a family member passed away at your home, it's like you had to be responsible for them. There wasn't like an ambulance to pull up in the 1800s. It's like you took care of it yourself, like as a man, right? But what you said also too with the unprofessional aspect of people not sticking to the obligations, I heard that's a huge issue in the Tubi world where actors just disappear.
Or they won't show up, or
Yeah.
they'll get Hollywood. They're not gonna do anything. I'm the lead, so I'm just gonna stay, or I'm just gonna be late. Like I've heard of people signing up for stuff supposed to be on set, they don't come on set on time, or if they need to be there all day, excuse me, they'll leave early. Like, you signed up for this.
Yeah.
And these people put their money in it, so you get a lot of BS in it.
Yeah. I want to talk about your personal life a little bit, man.
Okay.
Married man.
Yes. Yep.
Talk about just
8 years.
Yeah, 8 years is a long time. That's
So
good.
I've been knowing my wife. We went to high school together, and she did not like me in high school.
Damn.
I was a cornball. I wasn't a cornball, but I was just silly. Like, I won class flirt and just being silly. So when I met, so my crazy butt, when she came in class, she had on a guest outfit, and I'm a butt man, so she had a big booty. So when she came in, I'm like, oh, shoot. And she was sitting in front of me. So when I seen her, she sat in front of me. I stood up over the desk, and I kind of leaned up like, I'm going to marry you.
No way.
And then years later, she ended up going to another high school, and we ended up having a mutual friend, passing my best friend, and I seen her at the funeral and was talking to her, and then we started hanging. We was always cool. But I liked her because whenever she had a boyfriend, she'd be like, you can't come to my house. I don't want him thinking it was nothing, because it was never anything. We was just cool. So when I had the opportunity to start dating, it was like, okay, cool. And she was actually, the fact that she cut me off, I'm like, okay, at least I know she's going to be loyal. She's going to be faithful. When she with me, she ain't going to have no friends. So I love that. And just at that time, I just started preaching. At that time, I was in church. And my girlfriend at the time would be like, oh, you ain't really in church. You just go to church because your dad's a pastor. So, but she would call me like, hey, I got somebody at my job that's sick. Or I got somebody just found out they got cancer. Can you pray for them over the phone? Then, or they got a test coming up and they think they got cancer. Can you pray for them? I'm like, dang, this woman calling me to pray for them. I'm like, okay, she really like me. She feel like I got power. And she'll call me back like, the lady went for her test results and they came back negative. She was good. They came back that she was fine. I'm like, okay, your prayers really worked. So then it would start, building me up. How you felt, or you got a girl now, how you used to feel about Cash Down when she called you, in action.
Yeah. I mean, she's still, crush. You can still crush,
We don't want to get you crushed by your girlfriend, though.
You know what I'm saying? You can still crush. You don't gotta be,
Yeah, it is what it is. Hey, what can you do? It's Cash Down. Come on now.
So
you understand.
I know you and your wife had some health concerns, right?
Yes. So this past year, actually, being honest, let's put it on the table. We were separated.
Oh, damn. Sorry to hear that.
And that was during me doing the affair. So it was not because of her cheating or me cheating. It just wasn't working. And COVID tested a lot of stuff, a lot of marriages and everything.
Yeah,
so,
my girlfriend broke up there, and my first girlfriend
yeah,
broke up
so
there.
we was separated, and I came back home. I'm like, okay, let me get out my feelings, because I was in my feelings. And it took me going to therapy to see I'm being spoiled. Let me actually go home, be the man, and take care of home. Like, at the end of the day, being the man of the house to all men, like, don't leave the house. Go to another room, go to the basement, don't leave the house unless you're ready to leave. Because trying to get that back, I came back home, and it was like, Rocky, she didn't want me to come back home. But like 2 months in, we started going back out, starting to hang, actually starting to see each other eye to eye. Then 2 months in, it was like, I got to go get an autopsy. I'm like, okay. And she found out, she called me, like, they saying I got cancer. So I'm like, whatever we got going on is about to go on the table. We about to get through this. We about to work through this. I love you. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then she had prayer warriors praying for her. She had a whole week of, before she started chemo, a whole week of prayer at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, different prayer warriors. And just God blessed her. She ended up getting through chemo, ended up having the double mastectomy, and everything's fine now. She's still recuperating, but everything's fine and dandy.
Incredible, man.
Yeah.
Incredible. The power of prayer is real.
She's a warrior.
Yeah, I feel like the power of prayer is a real thing, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I feel like not even just for the religious aspect, but for yourself. Like if you keep yourself positive and you say certain words to yourself, it can help your body like get to a certain point.
The funny thing is, whenever the United States, or whenever we have like tragedy as far as a hurricane coming, or whenever we have like massive shootings or bombings or anything, that the first thing the president says is pray. But when it comes to school, we can't pray in schools. So it's kind of crazy. Like the moment something tragic happens, you want us to pray, but we don't implement it in our kids. So that's one of the things that I do with my kids.
It's gonna eventually be a lost thing.
Yeah.
Completely. You also brought this with us.
Yes. So this is legendary, tailor-made brand. So my friend, my buddy, Joe Taylor, started a line, and for me, I was doing H Block. I'm like, I get to wear some street gear because I'm a suit guy. Like I wear suits all day. This is actually one of the guys I sponsor as well, Tayon.
Sick.
Monty Holland is a Detroit guy. Went to, I think he went to Cody, if I'm not mistaken. And he makes suits. So
very nice.
I figured I'd wear him and wear my boy, Joe Taylor. So I called him up. I said, bro, I get to play a drug dealer. I want all streetwear. I'm like, I'm going to wear your stuff. I'm like, everybody else got, which is Ruggiero. He's from the east side. I know his people too, so shout out to him as well. But I'm like, got a couple people wearing that, and then you got people wearing Prada and Gucci. I'm like, for me in this world, this is going to be Gucci. So I wore nothing but legendary in H Block. And he like, man, you helping me out, and anything and anybody that I'm a part of or that's in my circle, if I believe in you, I'm going to support you, and I'm loyal. So I'm like, bro, I got you. Yes. So he was like, man, you helping me out, sales going good. He was like, how about you feeling like being a brand ambassador? I'm like, cool. Then it went from brand ambassador to like, I want to make you a partner. I'm like, cool, shoot, that's good. I get to help you and possibly make money while I'm sleeping because you got a website and this and that. So it went from that to him getting with Elgin, and Elgin is one of the designers, Joe Taylor, me, and we've been doing it ever since. So
awesome, man.
I wanted to bring some stuff and also gift you with, since we're here, with some things.
That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, I know you love gifts. I'm
Free
like,
clothes.
It ain't Jordans. I know you got Jordan 3s for some people,
man.
but
that's all good.
We got the hat with the T-shirt. I'm gonna take it out.
Oh yeah.
Got the Scully.
Sick.
It's about to get cold.
Very dope.
And then we got the top.
Oh man, I was looking for something to wear today over my sweater. That's cool.
Yeah, so
that's
you got
nice.
that.
Thank you, man.
So we trying to hook you up, and then I think got a T-shirt too. So we hooking you up, brother.
Very dope.
Got the legendary T-shirt as well.
Very dope. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
On the back. So the GOAT is pretty much greatest of all time. So
that's what I am.
The show is the greatest of all time, bro.
Thank you, Taylor Made. Appreciate you guys for hooking me up.
We doing our thing.
I'm gonna wear this tonight, man. I'm going to my boy Sada Baby's birthday party downtown.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna rock that one.
So Skilla, I end up gifting Skilla with a coat. So Skilla wears it. Diesel, you'll see Diesel wearing it. Tristan wears it as well. So
very dope.
I'm like, he taking off, so let me go ahead and help him as well.
One last thing I want to talk about, man. You had a viral moment with the suit switching out, and people are wondering, how did you do the suit switch?
So it's real simple, but I basically was trying to get ready for like that Black Superman role, because you know Superman can dress and change real quick. So it'd probably be better if I show you.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah, let's go.
It's like I changed real quick, and then next thing you know, bam! It's like I'm in something different.
Okay. All
right, so give me a second.
All right, bet.
I'm like, hey, son, guess who I'm with?
Yeah.
And he like, what?
Then they freak out, right? Wow, that was the quickest change in history.
Yes, so see?
So this is bringing that microphone?
Yeah.
So this is what happens on Tubi, right?
Yes.
You come in with a suit, and then all of a sudden the next shot, you're wearing this.
No, I'm actually in another suit, but I just wanted to show you, like, I changed the whole thing, because people be thinking, like, oh, he just changed the jacket. No, I changed the whole outfit in the matter. You seen it. Y'all seen it.
So what do you think made the moment go viral? Just because of how fast you had a different suit on?
Because Tubi strikes again. You know, I went in. Oh, basically Tubi strikes again, and it was kind of like it went from me walking in the door with one suit, walking out in another suit, and then the scene starting with me in the original suit. So
Oh my god!
they're like, Tubi strikes again.
Yeah, Tubi is notorious for continuity
Oh
errors.
yeah, then Tubi catch everything. Like he had on the white sock, then the next scene he had on the black sock. So they love it.
Yeah, Tubi's gonna get you for that. Everybody watching Tubi, you can't make any mistakes.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying? How did you feel though? You go viral for it, and it's like a moment that's obviously not the greatest
So
thing to
I
go
was,
viral for.
I was happy about it, but Dennis wasn't happy about it.
Dennis
He's
didn't like that?
No, that was season 1. So when we started shooting season 2, he was like, I do not want no wardrobe mishaps. So we got to make sure that we own it. So
For sure.
you know, I end up taking the blame for it, and
It was your fault?
yeah,
Damn.
because with shooting, you might shoot the top of a scene Monday, and then the bottom of the scene next week. So I'm thinking like, oh no, I had this on wardrobe. Like, you had this on. I'm like, no, I had this on. So
Damn.
you got me starting the top of the scene, then going through in the middle of the scene with
But
a
I
different suit.
guarantee you the views skyrocketed after that.
Oh yeah, that and episode 2 of Street Legal season 1 went crazy. Episode 2 was the girl in Cancun. It was a story similar to the girl in Cancun.
Jevon, this was another legendary talk, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate
I wanna
you breaking
talk
down.
about-
Oh, you got something out there?
No, I just want to show like
what's
my
up?
independent film from the
Oh,
Indie
my
Flicks
goodness, man.
Best Supporting
Beautiful
actor
trophy, man.
for 2024. Looking forward to 25 and what's
For
coming
sure.
up, man. And I thank you for this opportunity, bro.
sure.
Like,
Of course.
you're amazing. This platform is amazing, and I knew if I made it to the couch, like, it's only up in 25.
That's what it, man. Everybody who's working hard in Detroit always ends up on this couch, man.
Yes.
I appreciate you doing this. I appreciate the stories, very emotional stories, but also very motivational stories coming from you, to help people understand the grand scheme of how hard you work to get to the point that you
Yes.
are now. Hopefully more films to come and
Oh, yeah.
more viral moments to come, man.
Yeah, it's going crazy in 25. The only thing I like to say to people is keep God first.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was just
And
coming
you
from a
will-
pastor. I gotta listen to you. Yeah.
You will skyrocket, I promise you. Like,
Sure.
God takes care of his people.
We're at Parallel Sound Studio, High Level Visual Shootings Productions. We're out. Peace.